What's good, everybody? What's good? What up? What up? What up? What up, though? I think I fixed my internet problem. Let me knock on wood. Way ho, $1 holla for my guy Willie Stovo coming in with the $1 holla donation. What's up, Willie? Been a long time since I talked to you, big dog. How you doing, Muggs Maxwell, Derek Clegg, Gambino? Man, get the hell on in here. This gonna be about y'all today. We are going to talk. It's gonna be like that group session. You know how like they got like group therapy. You feel me? Y'all just go through group therapy and y'all just talk and just get your feelings out. We're gonna go through a bunch of subjects today. Not a whole bunch, but a few subjects that have been in the Cowboys news, and we're gonna just talk about it. You feel me? Vato, what up with you, big dog? How you doing, man? So I'm gonna wait till y'all jump on in here. Get on in here, man. Talk about some more Cowboys stuff. Before I talk about any Cowboys, I always want to get some stuff off my chest first. Let me get some stuff off my chest. One thing, Yahoo makes me sick. Yahoo gets on my damn nerves. Like, I got a problem with my email address. I lost my phone. I got another phone, changed my number, and now these fools talking about, oh, okay, so like you can't change your stuff through your regular email, right? They make you go through all these hoops. They don't allow you to do it because, I have these different certain security codes. So I call Yahoo Premium service because you can't change it the way I want free. You have to go through the premium service. So I'm like, all right, cool. I'm going to pay for the premium service to get done because I need to get my damn emails. I got too much important stuff. These fools going to tell me one dude don't know what the hell he's doing. I worked in a call center before, so I know when they be talking the reading the scripts. Don't read the damn script to me. I already know what the hell you're talking about. Just get me to a supervisor. And I'm not trying to be that dude. Okay, I'm not trying to be that dude over the phone with you guys. Like, I get it. I've been through it. But, man, when you just don't know what you're doing, I got to be that dude. So, dude didn't know what he's talking about. Got so flustered. Was like, can we just take down your number and call you back? I knew you wasn't going to call back because you just saying that to get me the hell off the phone. All right, whatever. So, I call back again. I get a nice lady. She sounds like she knows what she's doing. I'm getting all hyped, getting geeked. Oh, unfortunately, sir, we can't do this, but we're going to have to send you over to here. I'm done with y'all. Get on my nerves. So, Yahoo, y'all can kiss my right now, for real. Anyway, what up? All right, I'm going to jump on into it. Now, I just always got to vent right quick. I just got to vent, you feel me? And I'm tired of talking about this coronavirus. Don't talk about it to me no more. I get it. We get it, okay? I get the coronavirus. Like, I get it. But we're going to be okay. Like, I'm not going to be scared of that shit. I'm sorry. Anyway, let's talk about some Cowboys news, man. How's everybody doing today? Good day. I'm coming on a little bit early because I got to go to work early in the morning, and I don't want to do that. Hey, Eastside Hero with the $2 holla. What up with you, big dog? Appreciate you, big dog. Appreciate you, man. Let's jump in some news right quick. All right, so I got some stuff right here. Posted. I'm gonna go straight from my Big Game James page because you got to go check out my Big Game James page. If you're on Facebook, go like it. Go like my Big Game James page. Go follow it. All that good stuff. Jump in there and do all that. But we're gonna talk about a few things. First, this right here. I think I posted on my page, but y'all can see right here. The new CBA is coming up. They're telling everybody to vote on it. They're telling the players to vote on it. It's coming up. Is it going to be ratified? Is it not? We understand. I think they have till March 12th, and then the free agency period starts. So if they don't get it done by then, the two tags will be available. If they get it done before then there's only going to be one tag available, and that might throw a monkey wrench in things. Hopefully it doesn't with the signing of Amari Cooper. We know about Dak Prescott. Now you got Robert Quinn. I'm not counting Byron Jones because I feel like he's gone. But just something, and also I downloaded the whole CBA articles. I was able to find it through somebody. So I downloaded the whole articles. I'm going to read those tonight. It's 476 pages. 476 pages of the CBA. I'm going to read all. I want to read all of it. I ain't got nothing else to do during work, slow time. I'm just going to look on my phone and read it. But here's something here, and I know a lot of people who will say Randy Gregory instantly. Under the new substance abuse policy, all NFL players will be tested once for illegal substances, excluding marijuana, between 4/20, look at the date, that's funny, and 8/9 of each offseason. Now, this is what the players been wanting, right? This is what they've been wanting. They want to be able to smoke marijuana. I mean, let's keep it real. They're tired of getting tested. They're tired of getting popped for it, losing games, game checks, all that. And we see half the, I mean, we already got, 12 states now? 13 states, I think, almost. Another more right behind them as far as making it legal. But everybody's like, okay, we get Randy Gregory back. I love Randy Gregory. But how much can we keep on depending on him? I think we threw a poll out on our and I'm gonna ask you guys this right quick. And I already know my answer, but I think it was a poll of David Irvin or Randy Gregory. If they go ahead and say it's cool, you come back, smoke weed, whatever, you guys can come back. Randy Gregory's eligible. David Irvin. Who would you want to come back? I'm gonna ask y'all right quick. Would you want David Irvin to come back with the Cowboys, or would you want Randy Gregory? David Irvin obviously can go to wherever he wants to, so he doesn't have to come back to the Cowboys, but. Basically, he's saying he quit because he's tired of the NFL and he didn't like Garrett. I just feel like you're lazy. So, in my opinion, I would never go with David Irving. As much as I love that talent, and the talent alone would make you say, yeah, go ahead and sign him back. But, man, dog, that dude is just lazy to me, and I feel like he just didn't like football, and he just played it because he was 6'7", 300-something pounds, and that's what he even said. He said Garrett would get mad at him because he could roll out of bed and get 5 sacks and not have to practice. That tells me something right there that you're lazy. What guy says that? I don't want that. I believe Randy Gregory actually did have a mental issue. I believe he does have a mental issue, and I believe he does actually want to play and get back. But now the dude is 27, almost 28 years old, and played a year and a half of football. I mean, are we going to keep on living off of that? Randy Gregory? I mean, he had the one good year, and I mean, we know he's nasty, but I mean, how much can we really depend on a Randy Gregory? For real. You feel me? That date is funny as hell, right? No, I'm like I said, I'm cool on the David Irving thing. You get what I'm saying? I'm cool on that. And I'm just gonna scroll through here so you'll see a lot of my page because we're gonna be talking about the daily news. But I guess players will be excited about that. We had George Ioka on the show, and he was saying a lot of the players were really up in arms. Like, yes, we want that marijuana, we want that to pass. We ain't worried about, they're looking at the now. And I think that's what they're gravitating towards. I think the NFL is like, okay, we'll give you that. As I said before, we'll give you that, but we're going to take that 17 games. We're going to make you play a little bit longer. We're going to expand the playoff field. We're going to expand one more game in the playoffs, so you're going to play more. You'll be able to smoke, but you're going to play. So if you want to smoke all you want, you're going to play these extra games. And if that's the trade-off they want to do, but I believe it was still 48-50 as far as the pie, and it's still 50 NFL, 48 players. A lot of players don't like that. They still don't have unlimited health care, lifetime, better benefits, more raises with the benefit of the health care, but still not lifetime. And I know a lot of them want that. So it's going to be interesting to see what really happens with this CBA because the top stars are saying no. Hey, ho, Eastside Hero, come with the $5 holla. Appreciate you, big dog. When you hit that draft, make sure you report what the Texans do in the second round because we don't have a first round. I sure will. I'm gonna be there at that draft. And you guys have made it possible. I want to give shout outs to all the people, just like Eastside Harold just donated. Y'all have helped donate. A little bit more would be great, but you guys helped me get to the combine. Now I need y'all to help me fulfill and get to this draft because we're headed that way. To get this draft coverage, I got some good groups that we're going to be in too. So we might have some, and I'm going to have some people I'm going to be able to talk to down there at the draft. So really get out there and support this because it's going to be a good thing. We're going to be reporting live the whole time down there, and we're going to have a good time. So make sure you get on that. But we'll see how this CBA goes. I hear, Gene, believe Smith, the guy that basically does the NFL, the NFLPA guy, says, you know what, he thinks the players are going to ratify it. We're going to see. The top stars are saying no because they're still talking about the health care. Yes, the marijuana is huge, but they still want that health care. So we're going to see. Players are getting voting on it. We're going to see what happens with it being ratified. And if it does, it changes the dynamic of the tags because if you only have one tag, then Amari Cooper could possibly be a free agent. So it could be real kind of funny. And even Stephen Jones, and he said it when they were interviewing him, I believe, last week. And even in the news, he said, hey, you know what? We're going to see what happens with this CBA before we move on Dak Prescott and Amari Cooper. So If there's only one tag, hopefully they say, you know what, we can't play around like we've been playing around. We can't keep doing the same thing we've been doing, which is probably never going to change. But we slow-footed, played around, and now we have to deal with this. And my thing with the Amari Cooper thing, you knew that he was going to come back. He was a first-round pick. You knew he was going to want his money. You knew he was a good dog. I mean, that's why you paid. That's why you got him. You spent a first-round pick. You didn't think he was going to pay him. But what are your thoughts on the CBA, y'all? I'm going to ask y'all right now, what are y'all thoughts on the CBA? Do you think the CBA will be passed? I'm asking you guys right now. Our first subject of the day, excuse my rudeness. What do you guys think about the CBA? Do you think the CBA will be passed before that? I believe it's the March 12th, either March 12th or March 14th deadline. Do you think the players will pass it? I said that the players are going to have pushback just because usually when I see these CBA deals, especially with the NFL, they never just agree on it. They always have some pushback, and they always go through the back and forth. And it would just surprise me for them to sign it that early unless it was about – I know players are getting paid more. The lower-tier guys are getting more money, and that's what they really wanted. But we're going to see what happens. But what do you guys think? Do you think the CBA will be signed before that deadline of the tags of free agency? Derek Clay says, no way they will pass it. What's up, Skywalker? Still voting is March 12th. Thank you. Appreciate you. Yep, as I've been hearing this mixed in the media. Players seem not to like it, but the media is making like it. Yep, I feel you. Now, I had a person in the media say that they were going to ratify around the combine. It did not happen, but there was that pushback. So, I mean, we're going to see. Like I said, it changes the dynamic. If they don't sign it, then the Cowboys got 2 tags. And I think that's the excuse for the Cowboys to me. That if they don't sign it, you got 2 tags. Now the Cowboys, I feel like, will take their time even more. You know what I'm saying? If the Cowboys have more time to slow foot and do the dumb stuff they do in the media, they're going to use it. And if they have the 2 tags available, I feel like they're going to just play some more games. Hey ho, I got John Jones with a $5 holla. Appreciate you, John Jones, and all your support you have done. Even on this YouTube, since you've been on here, appreciate you very much. Thank you greatly. Appreciate you, Eastside Harold. Appreciate you, Willie Stovall, for being sponsors of the day. Thank you, and shout-outs to you. Salutes to you as well. But tell me. Get in here and talk to me, y'all. I got 28 people in the viewership. I need more. 30 now. I need everybody talking to me. What do y'all think? Does CBA get passed or not? You're honest. Just take a guess. If I had a guess, I feel like it's not going to pass. If I had a guess. That's my guess. I feel like it's not going to pass. That's just my guess. So right now I got a Heli 94 where everybody's been waiting for the CBA forward before the signing contracts. You think it's going to pass? Muggs Maxwell says if the players are smart, no, they'll go after more dollars, not just the weed. Art Lugo says no. Appreciate you, John Jones. T Smooth TX TV says no. Appreciate you for the subscription too, T Smooth. Appreciate you, big dog. Derek Clegg says no way. Fannie Mac, I don't know about the CBA, but we got to keep 31. That ain't happening. He gone. Eastside Harold says, of course it passes, don't it? Yeah, but we're talking about for the deadline. Of course, I think it's going to pass. I'm talking about before this deadline. It's your boy D White. What's up with you? It's going to get passed, I believe. So we're kind of gone half and half. I think half and half. I would think it may because the better benefits, but, those top stars have a lot of pull. And if they say, if a lot of those top stars are saying no, the younger guys who may not read it, but it's funny because maybe the younger guys may pass because they want that money now. They want to get that contract now. They don't want to sit out. They ain't making the money like the star players. The star players can say, well, we sit now because I'm getting paid $20 million a year. I'm getting paid $19 million a year, so I can afford to sit back. But you got them young guys who are coming in the NFL, one first-year, second-year players, and they're these bottom barrel guys, and they're like, I need to get paid. I can't afford no lockout. And now there has been word out there that they were going to help Hey ho, a $2 holla from your boy. It's your boy DY. Appreciate you and all your sponsorship that you have done since you have been on these feeds. It's your boy D White, and I appreciate you and thank you very much for everything you do and your comments and your great insight as well as everybody else. But what I was gonna say was donation, donation, donation. That's the Tourette's, y'all. It's the Tourette's. Don't trip on it. It's the Tourette's. We'll see. I don't want to stay on that subject too long, but we'll see. It looks like it's half and half. But now, there's another subject I want to talk about, and it's been in the news. Not everybody's been talking about it, but it's been a recent release, or not a release, but basically this team is saying we don't need you back. We're not wanting you back. You can go do your thing, and we're gonna go ahead and move on from you. And that's Ron Leary, and I got it right here. And you have to read what it says right here. And this is from Katie Drummond, a guy I follow on Twitter, who's great. His science and knowledge. I had Patrick Walker on the show. Them two are boys, but he has great knowledge like no other. But just read this right quick. Basically, he's saying the Cowboys are going to waste not one, but two day two draft picks at the guard position just to bring Ron Leary back, who's been average in Denver. I'm out on that plan unless he's really cheap. I feel him on that. Now, I'm going to ask you guys about Ron Leary. Now, initially, all you guys are going to want to jump out there and say, Ron Leary, we remember how good he was in 2016. Remember, it's 2020 now. It ain't 2016, so you don't know if you're getting that 2016 Ron Leary. Obviously, the Denver Broncos don't think so. Obviously, he cost a lot of money. He made $9 million last year. Okay, so he's going to cost some bread. He's going to cost at least $4 million, $5 million. He's 31 years old. Still has the degenerative knee. We know it hasn't been a problem, but it's still there. He's had a little bit of injuries back and forth. You want to bring Ron Leary back on like a $4-5 million contract 1 year? I'm cool. I'm cool on Ron Leary. I didn't want him to leave because I thought he was the better player. And I think he got shafted because they were trying to move Leo Collins in since they drafted him there. They were just putting him there because they already had Doug Free at the right tackle. So they forced him there. But obviously, Ron Leary was the better player at that time. Now, 4 years later, Ron Leary is not that same player. Yes, I hear about the depth. I hear about, but you drafted Connor Williams. I don't care if he hasn't been everything you thought he was. This is only his third year. He was better this last year. You have Connor McGovern, and we know he was injured, but you need to see that's a second-round pick and a third-round pick that you spent. You're really going to bring a Ron Leary who says $4 to $5 million. He's going to want to be in that lineup. You're not going to have a guy who's $4 to $5 million on the bench, right? That's almost expectations you're going to start. Well, isn't that stopping the progress of your young guys? You need to see what you have in Connor McGovern. You maybe see what happens. I heard people, you can switch Connor Williams to the swing tackle position. Connor McGovern go there. Ron Leary let him bat it out. Yeah, that could possibly happen, but I just feel like he's just not that guy any longer, and I feel like you really need to see what Connor McGovern is, and you really are pushing to see what he is, so go all out in that. Yeah, hit that damn like button, man. What's y'all thoughts? What are y'all thoughts on Ron Leary? Do you want to bring Ron Leary back? That's my question right now. Do you want Ron Leary back? Yes or no? Now, I got 35 in the chat. I need more people talking up in here, man. Haley94 Ware says Leary has had a lot of injuries. I'm trying to tell you. Vato, the new schools, I want the old school. The new school, I want old school. I'm cool. Will Leary be a backup? That's the thing. If he's getting paid, let's say $4 to $5 million a year, I don't see him being a backup. Okay? I feel like you're stopping your boy. But it's your boy DY says Larry has been hurt and average for 3 years now. But if we lose Suafilo and can't get Larry for backup money, I'd be cool. But rather use that money somewhere else. Me too. I'm cool. I'm cool. I got Lee Norman says no. I don't want Larry back. Rafael Seminary. Is that what it is? No. Derek Cleggs, there's no way. Thank you. I appreciate y'all. It's over, in my opinion. Okay, you don't need to revisit that if you don't have to. You got money you need to spend on other people. You don't need to spend it on a declining veteran who is not the same person that he was in 2016. It just doesn't make sense to me. All right, Lugo says it's going to be tossed too much to be a backup. So I think a lot of people are feeling me on the Ron Leary thing. That's a no. That's a no for me. Now, let's talk about this. Let me see. Byron Jones. Let's talk about Byron Jones. I know we keep talking about him. I say Byron Jones is good as gone, especially when they're talking about the Raiders and the Colts and the Broncos. All these guys are trying to be the suitors. He could be one of the highest paid cornerbacks in the league. I'm cool. I ain't cool. I love Byron Jones, but $18 million a year, I don't know if I love him like that. Okay? I don't know if I love him like that. Obviously, in a couple of years, that salary wouldn't be as high, but I like Byron Jones a lot. But $18 million, I'm an owner. I'm going to have to – that's going to be a no for me, dog. And I love you, Byron Jones. I do. I love you, Byron Jones. $18 million though, or $17 million, which it's tough. It's hard because I like you, Byron Jones. And that secondary is going to be depleted. If you leave, that's why we're going to talk about this draft, because that changes everything. I really feel like a receiver or a corner could really be drafted. We're talking about safety with Delpit in them. Obviously, that could still be high, but – you know, if you lose a Byron Jones, which I think definitely is going to happen, and now you have Jordan Lewis and Cheeto starting, you're going in this draft, and they're probably going to pick up in free agency. I'm cool on the Chris Harris thing. I know people are screaming Chris Harris. Oh, Chris Harris, 31 years old, though. Dog, he's not that guy. Byron Jones had a better year than him last year. He's 27, and Chris Jones only had one pick last year. I ain't talking about what Chris Jones did in 2015 or 2016. I'm talking about Chris Jones now, just like I'm not talking about Ron Leary in 2016. I'm talking about Ron Leary now. You feel me? So Chris Jones is not that same Chris Jones that he was before, and he's still going to want to get paid, okay? He's still going to want big dollars, okay? That's just like, no, I'm cool. I'm good on that. I know people want that guy. I don't know if he's that guy anymore. Yeah, I know he got a home in Texas. Hey, probably. I hear you, but I'm saying for me, I'm cool. But the Cowboys may definitely look into it for depth. But you got a lot of young guys on the roster. You still got the Tyson kid. I mean the Wyatt kid from Clemson, who you kept because you were worried about somebody taking him. You had the kid from Indiana. What's his name? Brandon Knight, who played very admirably in those games, and he looks like he could be a prospect. Obviously, Suafilo, we'll see what happens with him. Cam Fleming, I'm cool on. But Connor Williams is going to be coming back too. He's still only in his third year. You're not going to give up on him like that. So I just feel like you're stopping progress if you go ahead and bring in a Ron Leary. Just like I said, they're going to probably get a young guy. A guy in free agency at the cornerback position. But it doesn't make sense for you to spend a lot of money for a DB who's on the downside. These guys are not 27 or 28. That was a big difference. This guy's 31. He's got a lot of tread on the tires. 31. I'm just cool on that one. That's just a lot of money for a guy that old. What up, Stevie Mac 23? Yeah, I hear you, John. A steal right there. But maybe I think the Cowboys, it's going to be tough. I just feel like now cornerback may be pushed to the forefront, and that's when we talk about the cornerback position. And a lot of people are talking. Here's my thought when you're talking about the draft. Quarterback is premium, just like I was listening to Daniel Jeremiah. Quarterback is premium. Defensive ends are always premium. Offensive linemen are always premium because it's inside out. You got to build with that line. If you don't have a line, it don't matter how skilled players you have. It don't matter. So you got Derek Brown, who did not test from Auburn, who's the monster, who's everybody says the beast. He did not test well as far as his other drills. Besides his 40 time was okay, but his testing was some of the worst that they've had. Especially for a guy that's supposed to be a supreme difference maker with that size and power and everything he has to offer. Now you're hearing people that he may slip, especially where the draft may fall, especially with the offensive linemen. You're going to need some Okuda, those quarterbacks. things could change in that draft. Now, if Derek Brown doesn't drop, if Kinlaw doesn't drop because of the knee, because he's been having the tendonitis issue. He had the issue when he was at the Senior Bowl with the tendonitis. He didn't work out at the combine. Could be that as well. They're talking about that knee when we were on I was on Vosh Lombardi's show last time. They're talking about it could be the knee, degenerative knee. That's concerning. I'm not trying to spend no money on a guy like that if it's a really degenerative knee. That's too big of a risk. Ronald Leary didn't get drafted because of that knee. So if you got two defensive tackles that get drafted ahead of the Cowboys, if they don't trade out of that pick, I really feel, and a lot of people have been saying this now, and I believe it as well, just because of the way he did at his combine, and he was already a visitor with the Cowboys. He's already visited with the Cowboys, and that's C.J. Henderson. I'm not really trying to piggyback off anything. I've liked him as far as everything else except his tackling. Not that he can't tackle, but it just seems like he just doesn't want to at times, which you're going to have to tackle, in my opinion, especially at cornerback. But with him running that 4.39 and testing very well in all his other spots and at that size and at 17, you could see one of them receivers, Judy or, Ruggs, CeeDee Lamb. If any of those receivers are there or C.J. Henderson is there and those defensive tackles are taken, I think it's going to be that or that safety, but I think it's really depends on how they feel about Delpit, because Delpit has not talked with the Cowboys all like that. And with the Cowboys, one thing they do, especially with their visitors, when they have their 30 visits, a lot of those guys that having those visits, those guys are going to draft, except a couple players, I think DeMarcus Ware and somebody else, have not visited in that 30 draft. So when you got guys visiting there, it's a high probability the Cowboys are going to try to draft you if you're available. And I haven't heard too much about Delpit. McKinney, yes. McKinney could be the guy that they like, so we'll see. But I really think corner or a receiver, if one of those good receivers are available, I think the Cowboys may jump and take that, because they're talking about being the best taking the best player available. We'll see. But I definitely feel like if C.J. Henderson is there at 17 and those defensive tackles are gone and Byron Jones is gone, which I think he is, I feel like they'll definitely go after C.J. Henderson because he's passed every other test. Ooh, Derek Brown or C.J. Henderson. I'm taking Derek Brown, dog. I'm taking Derek Brown, Stevie Mack. But that's what I'm saying. If you don't have both of those guys there, what would you guys do? I'm asking y'all. What to do, DJ Rob G. Rob? What up, Dan Lee? I didn't see you, big dog. Sorry about that, Dan Lee. I appreciate you. Love you, though. I mean, Fannie Mac, they're going to run a combination. They've been saying that 4-3-3-4, but I think it's going to be probably more of a 4-3 concept with a mix of a 3-4 in there, depending. Like I said, a lot of these defenses now play that dime and nickel defense anyway, so you're going to see a lot of linebackers, two backers on there regardless of that. But what would y'all do? If you got Derek Kinlaw and you got Kinlaw and Brown are gone. 17th pick is there. Let's say Henry Ruggs is there, just by chance, and C.J. Henderson is there, and a Grant Delpit and McKinney is there. Who are you taking? You going to take Ruggs, Henderson, Delpit, or McKinney? Ask your thoughts on that. That's a tough one. Say Ruggs is there, and Ruggs, Delpit, McKinney, or Henderson. Who would y'all take? That's a toughie to me. Art Lugo says Ruggs. DJ Rob G. Rob says Ruggs. Haley 94 Russ says I'll take Ruggs and grab a cornerback in the second round. Yeah, that Ruggs, boy. Speed kills. I hear you, Stevie Mac 23. I don't know. I feel like the Cowboys are really, if they don't see that guy, like if maybe C.J. Henderson is gone, I don't know if they actually pick a safety either in that first round. I don't know if they're really sold on Delpit or McKinney. Maybe I just don't have that feeling. Maybe I could be wrong. It just doesn't feel like they're on those safeties. It doesn't feel like those are the difference makers to them. It just feels like that. I don't know. I just have that feeling. Andrew Williams, you like him. I don't know. I'm not saying I don't like Delpit. He's cool. Great range. We know about the tackling issues, but I think that can be rectified. But safety at the 17th, I don't know if it. Are they difference makers? I don't know. Maybe it could just be me. Nice tape, but I just don't have that feeling. C.J. Henderson is growing on me. I cannot lie, because I know he can tackle. Just he hasn't, or in big games he hasn't. But man, he has everything that you want. Everything you want. And if he just really tackled, he could be the guy. Florida corners, like I said, scare me. They haven't been super successful. We had some guys that have been successful, like I said, Gardner Johnson last year with the Saints. I wanted him actually last year too. He did very well. Joe Hayden was brought up to me from a Florida fan, Hargroves, I believe. But I don't know. Florida cornerbacks scare me a little bit, but C.J. Henderson's growing on me a little bit. Now I like Jeremy Chin. I've been screaming his praises from day one as far as the Jeremy Chin thing. And that's why I said you could get a safety later. Will it be a difference maker, though? That's the thing, because we got to understand the Cowboys have experimented with the small school safeties, and it has not worked out at all. Xavier Woods has been okay. Hasn't had a great career, small school. Matt Johnson, we talked about him, small school. J.J. Wilcox, small school. I think there was another guy that was a small school safety. They just haven't worked out with the Cowboys. So I don't know if they trust that any longer, because Jeremy Chin with the Southern Illinois is a small school. The competition was not that great, but he did have a good Senior Bowl. His measurements were ridiculous. I was one of the guys that said I wanted to see what he looked like in that Senior Bowl and the Combine, because the physical traits were there. But we had the guy from, what's his name, Obi from UConn, that had all the measurables, 6'4", 6'3", 6'4", from UConn, 230 pounds. Everybody was talking about him, and what has he done? You get what I'm saying? So it's a risk that I don't know if the Cowboys want to take that risk, and that's why the safety position is going to be funny. Antoine Wilfield Jr., everybody's been talking about, doesn't have the size as far as the height. I mean, you're basically getting the same thing with Xavier Woods. Xavier Woods is the same type of guy, pretty much. So you're getting two of the same players. So that's why the safety position is tricky. I would want a bigger safety, in my opinion. That's why Delpit and McKinney would stand out more, because they're bigger safeties. I don't want to get a Winfield who's like his dad, even though Winfield's dad was a dog, and Winfield's tape is good, but you're getting the same type of player with Xavier Woods. You want to get a player that complements him, not be the same player, in my opinion. What are your thoughts on that? No, I'm not doing no linebacker in that first round. I think they really might trade out that pick if they don't find what they like, because it's easier to get more picks. And then this draft does have depth, especially at the defensive tackle position. And really, like we said, free agency is really going to change the thought of what you're going to do in the draft. If the Cowboys are active in free agency, we know they are bottom barrel guys. They're not going to overspend. Stephen Jones has been adamant with that, and he stayed true to that. So they're not going to overspend. The last couple of years have been surprising with the trade for Amari Cooper, because we didn't think the Cowboys do that, especially giving up their picks, because they love doing that. But they felt this is a difference maker. That's why you have to sign him, because you felt he was a difference maker, and he was a difference maker to that offense. That's why you must sign him. Then they went out and got Robert Quinn, which I was on him day one, A1 day one, when he was at Miami, even when he was at the Rams. But you went out and got him, and guess what? He was a difference maker. He made a hell of a difference with a DeMarcus Lawrence, made him better, and that was a great combo. So now you're looking at, what are you going to do? because those two have worked out for you when you jumped out of there and said, hey, we're not going to do the normal and not going to get that bottom barrel. Randall Cobb worked out for you. Those are guys that the Cowboys had not traditionally went out for. The Randall Cobbs, the Robert Quinns, they were more names. Cowboys didn't really do that. They tried to, get by with the George Selvies, the Nick Haydens of the world, those type of guys, which were adequate, but not trying to get you over the hump if you're trying to get to a Super Bowl. Though you can't have too many of those guys. You got to have some of those Robert Quinns. You got to have some of those Randall Cobbs. You got to have Amari Coopers. You got to have those guys to get you over the hump. So that's why I feel like they have to be active in this free agency, especially at the defensive tackle position, because you have too many guys are gone. Now, I got a guy right here that Antoine Woods said, hey, don't forget about me. He said, don't be forgetting about me. Y'all brought me over here, and I've been doing my damn thing. I'm going to show some of his highlights while I'm talking. You know what I'm saying? Antoine Woods said, don't forget about me. Don't forget about me. You know what I'm saying? Antoine Woods said, I'm that guy too. You know what I mean? And I ain't hating on Antoine Twaka. I ain't hating on Twaka. Twaka does his thing. You feel me? But I just feel like, that size, he's barely 6 foot, about 315. But you know what? I need that 6'5", 6'6" guy. You know what I'm saying? Because I just feel like first quarter, second quarter, that's good. But 16-game season, that wears down. And you're not that guy that you were week 1 at week 12. You know what I'm saying? So that's why you got to get that big, heavy body. Then a Twaka comes off the bench or, pairs or something, something like that in my opinion. But we need a difference maker, a dog on that line. The way David Irvin was that dog as far as that 6'7", 330 pounds, just a big animal, changes the whole defense. That's what we need. The Cowboys currently don't have that at this time, and they need a dog on that defensive line besides a DeMarcus Lawrence. Besides, we need a dog in that middle. Somebody can really just say, hey, we saw when we had David Irvin, he was that dog. We need somebody else like that, but with a different mentality. Somebody with that size and that ability, but with a whole different type of mentality. But as you see right here, Antoine Woods ain't no hoe. Yeah, Chief. Yeah, Chief. Chief. WD 2010. I'm going to that draft, big dog. Yeah, we need a guy that we need to find somebody in free agency that can really do the damn thing this year. And if they get somebody in free agency and really get a guy in free agency that's a young guy, I know they got Michael Bennett. I'm cool. He's 34 years old. He's not a guy anymore. Okay, his time has passed. He's not that dude anymore. They need a younger guy that's gonna come in there. Donation, donation, donation. Remember that's the Tourette's. Hey, make sure you appreciate everybody that has donated, whatever. But they need a real guy. They need a young kind of buck that is really a dude that, you know what, this is a guy we want to keep 2 or 3 years or possibly beyond. We want that guy, and then you can still draft somebody. But as I said before, if you look at this defensive tackle position, even in the ends, it's a plethora of them. I mean, I named off so many names, and I told you, Ross Blacklock, McTelvin Agim, Marlon Davidson, like I said, the Davis brothers, Carlos and Khalil Davis, Jordan Elliott, Leaky Fotu, Nelville Gallimore, Devon Hamilton, Benito Jones, Kinlaw, Rashard Lawrence, and kind of on him, but he's a big boy. Matabike was the truth up there. Laurel Murchison was a guy that my guy trained, Brandon Tucker, who's a beast. Bradley Ani, I think he's a little overrated, but I think he's a football player. Raekwon Davis, AJ, Gross Mastados, Alex Highsmith. There's a lot of good names in here that can help the Cowboys in later rounds. Hey ho! I got a $4.99 holla for I am Sheepdog 45. Keep it up, and I appreciate you. Thank you very much. Appreciate you for the support. Thank you. Hey, I ain't hating on. I've already looked at Xavier McKinney's tape. I'm not taking anything away from him, but he ran the 4.6 in his 40 and got hurt. And I'm just saying. Just my heart. I don't know if the Cowboys are super high on them. They love Alabama players. They do like him from a within, so it could definitely happen. But I don't know if they're so sold on safety in that first round now. That's just my opinion on it. Yes, 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 yes. Stevie Mack. I was screaming him. Me and Booth ain't no shit about no football like that. You get what I'm saying? But that's who we're talking about. Roach from Texas. He looked super fluid. And I don't know why I be forgetting him, but like I said, I ain't gonna watch my boys a lot this year. I ain't gonna keep it real. Hey, oh, Fannie Mac with a $5 holla donation, donation, donation. There you go. That's what I'm talking about, folks. But Roach looks good. Stevie Mack, I totally forgot about him. Roach from Texas, he looked good. But you know what? I told you about this Highsmith kid, man. You just got to check on this kid from North Carolina, Charlotte. I don't know. He looked good. Now, that's why I said you can get a defensive tackle later. I really think they might hit that cornerback in that first round because it's going to be more of a need. Now, they said to take the best player available and they don't want to overdraft or overextend, but I'm telling you, if C.J. Henderson is there at 17 and they haven't moved out, I really think he's going to be the pick. It feels so strongly that he is. Now, there's some other good corners. Obviously, we know Okuda and Gladney from TCU is nice. I love the Dantzler kid from MSU. Didn't have the best 40 time, but he'll do his pro day. He's a great sticky corner. Obviously, Diggs from Alabama. A lot of other guys' names out there. But I believe that they like the Henderson kid. They had him in. It feels, not just listening there. It just feels like it. Especially that combine. Just feels like, he's a good replacement. Yeah, I'm sheepdog. Matabike looked the truth up there. His tape is good, his explosiveness is good, and he looked great in the combine. He looked great. Hey, I appreciate you, Fannie Mac. Thank you very much. Like I said, appreciate. Get out there and share the news. Get out there and share this page, man, because like I said, we're trying to take it to the top. What up, Ready Red? Hey, but like I said, man, I'm talking about what the Cowboys could do. Like I said, I don't think they're gonna reach and take a safety. Not reach and take a safety line. I'm talking about a small school safety. We're talking about Chin. That will be later. But if we're talking about safeties right now, we'll see. We're really gonna see what happens. Another corner that stood out to me was Troy Pride Jr. from Notre Dame. He was in two of my mock drafts in later rounds, 4th and 5th rounds, and he ran a 4.4. So you know what I mean? It's gonna be interesting to see. Darnay Holmes is another guy I like from UCLA. He had a good tape, and he had a good combine. Dane Jackson is another sneaky guy. Lamar Jackson from Nebraska I liked in the very beginning. I want to see him at the Senior Bowl, but he just looks stiff. Jalen Johnson from Utah, another guy that had a very good combine, and his tape is very good. So it's going to be interesting to see. Very, very, very interesting to see what happens next. Hey, listen, y'all. Are y'all listening to what the hell I'm saying? I'm not saying McKinney ain't good, and I'm not saying Grant Delpit ain't good. I'm saying I don't know if they're going to be sold on taking a safety in that first round, especially if Byron Jones is gone and a C.J. Henderson is there. That's just what I feel. I'm not saying Delpit ain't good, and if y'all love Delpit, that's great. I like Delpit. I don't love Delpit. I like him. You get what I'm saying? McKinney, I like him. I don't know that him running at 4.6 and then getting hurt. I don't know, that bothered me, but I mean, hey, Alabama guys, they do okay in the pros. Some of them are bust, some of them are great. So all I'm saying is we'll see. But I'm telling you, if Henderson is available at that 17, dog, you better look. They like Cowboys may scoop him, and you gotta look at McCarthy's last draft. Who did he draft? 2018. He drafted a cornerback, Jair Alexander, and he's worked out pretty good, hasn't he? Yeah, I mean, like I said, I love Jeremy Chin, But I don't think the Cowboys are going to jump out with that small school again because we already know Will McClay doesn't. He likes the bigger names. I mean, he likes the big schools. He'll get a Chin later on, but now Chin may get overdrafted. Not overdrafted, but the combine may have pushed him up. He could have been a fifth rounder, Chin. But now with that combine, that may push him in the third with those numbers. I think C.J. Henderson is a pretty decent playmaker. His problem has just been his tackling. He can cover though. I mean, they showed the stats where Byron Jones had 8 career interceptions, and a lot of these top guys that they're looking at ain't even had that. So, but could be the scheme. That's why people are like, don't lose Byron Jones. But if he's commanding $18 million, Cowboys ain't gonna pay that. Claypool, I love Claypool. He was another person I had in both of my mock drafts, but that was before he had the combine. Now his stock has done risen, where he could have been a fourth rounder, possibly maybe a fifth. I think it's been a solid fourth. But he running 4.4 and having all those numbers, he could be a second, a late second. You get what I'm saying? A third. We'll see. It's going to be interesting because the receiver pool is deep. KJ Hill's a name I told y'all to keep. Devin Duvernay from Texas, guys in the later rounds. I would love to get a big receiver, though, a Chase Claypool with Amari Cooper and Michael Gallup and Chase Claypool with that size, 6'4", 230 pounds. What? I'm loving something like that. Remember Sidney Rice? I'm not saying he's Sidney Rice because Sidney Rice wasn't physical, but that size. If you have him with Amari Cooper and Gallup, woo-wee. That gets me excited right there, buddy. Denzel Mims is nice, too. I never said he wasn't. I like Denzel Mims as well, but I like Chase Claypool, and that's my choice. I like Chase Claypool. Mims has some really good tape, and he's looked the part as far as that combine. You know what I'm saying? But I like Claypool. That's one of my guys I like, and I think he's sneaky. So we shall see. It's going to be a very interesting free agency. It's going to be a very interesting draft. Free agency is going to, I feel like, dictate how the Cowboys do. I feel like even if the Cowboys go in free agency and get a corner, they'll still draft a corner. I wonder if they'll go the route like they did in 2017, drafting 2 corners and 1 safety. I wonder if that's going to be this type of draft. We shall see. And it's going to that's really going to dictate the draft. So, just my quick thoughts on today. Not going to hold you guys up. Like I said, I got to work early in the morning. But I appreciate everybody jumping in the feed. Make sure you tune in. I'm going to read up on that whole CBA articles, 476 pages. I'm going to read it. You want to jump in here tomorrow? We'll talk about that tomorrow. Just the CBA and just the in-depths of it and just the thought pattern of it. Make sure you get on there next week. Of course, it's the Late Night Hype. Listen to y'all. Before y'all leave here, please go subscribe to that Late Night Hype. We are really trying to push that. We got our own individual channels, Law Nation. Y'all know how he does. Skywalker still is that young and up-and-comer. I'm Big Game James trying to do my thing. But when we all form together, like, I've been talking about the Voltron thing from day one with Producer G. But this is for real Voltron because you got multiple people forming together to be a great thing. And we're really pushing that to take that to really higher heights, and we really think that can. So whenever you see that, get out there, tell your friends. Whenever we go live on that, hey ho, Eastside Hero with another $2 holla. Yeah, still no contract, blah blah blah. But really get out there and support that because we feel like we're going to push that to prospective sponsors and series. We're really going to push that Late Night Hype. We're going to get merchandise for. We're really going to push that to the forefront, and we really think that can go some places. But that can't go anywhere without your guys' support. So we really need you guys to support that when that comes on. It's going to be every Tuesday around 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're going to be sharing it on Facebook. We're going to be pushing a lot of different outlets so we can get that voice out. We get that voice out. We want to get that thing syndicated, and then we can really go prime time to what we want to do and really make this thing bang for Cowboys football and Cowboys people for across far and abroad that really want to know about Cowboys football, not that all mumbo jumbo. Not saying the people out there don't got that great Cowboys knowledge out there, because they do. So I'm not hating on anybody, but I'm just saying this from our perspective and our thoughts, and you just getting that real rawness. And plus, we're gonna give you everything that you could ever want, and we could really make that thing grow. So please get out there and support that. No other late night hype every Tuesday night, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and we really want that thing to grow. So make that stuff happen and make that thing grow. All right. And please, like I said, support. Also, next Tuesday, it's either going next Monday or Tuesday. Get on Facebook. We did our show on DC4L Download. It had a great response. We did that 2 weeks ago. We're back up and running on there. About 6K in the viewership. Did really well. Me and Skywalker still in the 1 and 2s on that. We're making that thing great too. Hey ho! I got another $4.99 holla from I Am Sheepdog 45. Keep rolling that great knowledge and keeping it real. That's the only thing I can do, big dog. That's the only thing I can do. I can't do it no anything else, and I'm definitely gonna do that because the grind is gonna stay fierce over here. Videos, breakdowns. I showed a couple videos the other day. Breakdowns with Vic Beasley and my guy Vernon Butler. Gonna have some other videos and I'm gonna get better. Not the great, not like a Vash Lombardi and those guys, but gonna get on that. Try to get on that level, get close to it, to grind. I don't know if I can ever touch their level, but just want to give y'all some good outlets. Draft coverage gonna be there. Games gonna be at these games. Give y'all live coverage there. Also, interviews. Gonna keep on getting the grind with the interviews. Got some more people that we've been talking to, trying to finalize some things, see if some things happen. But I'm just trying to give y'all everything y'all want and need from Cowboys news and beyond. So get out there and continue to support. I thank everybody who supported today and the sponsorship today, and I just give mad shout outs for the comments, the comments, the knowledge, and everything you guys brought to the table. And love you from the bottom of my heart. And we'll talk again tomorrow or soon. All right. So this is Big Game James, Silver Blue Nation. One love to all my peoples out there, and I love y'all for the bottom of my heart. I'm out. Deuces. Peace.